What's good, y'all? It's your boy Havoc, final round. What a performance by Shakur Stevenson. If you didn't see my fight breakdown and prediction video, I had Shakur Stevenson winning by TKO anywhere from rounds 8 to 12. He did it. Also in the breakdown, I talked about how he should approach, or how I think he's going to approach the fight stylistically and strategically, and he did exactly what I thought he was going to do. I knew he was going to put a little bit more pressure than he usually does against most of his opponents, because I noticed when he goes up against southpaws, he's a lot more dynamic, and the positional battle changes, the angles change, the punches available to you change. And when he goes up against southpaw, his jab tends to be more active. He tends to throw more punches and bunches and combinations. He goes upstairs, he goes downstairs, and he presses forward a little bit more. And I knew he wasn't going to put pressure in terms of cutting off the ring, but I knew he was going to look for the fight. You know, I knew he was going to be defensively responsible, kind of jump in and out of range, but get back to the fight and counter with combos. And he did exactly that. And let's not take away from this young man, because I know there's going to be a lot of people saying, oh, Jamel Herring, you know, he's not that good and he's garbage and he's a bum. You guys, you don't become a champion if you're a bum. You just don't. This kid Shakur Stevenson is really good. Now, I'm not saying he's on the level or ever going to be on the level of a Pernell Whitaker or a Floyd Mayweather, even though a lot of people are comparing him to the likes of those names. But I don't think it's out of bounds to say he could be on that level. But if he is on that level, which he kind of showed tonight, you're gonna make championship level fighters look C-level, because that's how great you are. You know, when you watch guys like Floyd Mayweather, he made a lot of great fighters look average and basic, to where casual fans think, you know, some of the names under his belt were garbage. And that's just not true. Jamel Herring's a good champion. He's a solid fighter, good boxer, okay? Just one gear, but he's still a good fighter. But that's a testament to how freaking good Shakur Stevenson is. When he's able to make a guy like this look very average. In terms of Jamel Herring, I know a lot of people are saying he should have made the fight ugly and pressed the action more and make it a dog fight. That's not what he does. And I actually think he probably would have got taken out sooner if he did that. It would have been very action-packed and fun to watch, but I think it would have been to his detriment if he pressed the fight like that. That's just not what he does. I wanted Jamel Herring to do what he does, but be more creative in doing it. So I didn't see him throw too many feints. I didn't see him get creative with his jab. It's okay. Stay on the outside. Stay to the mid-range. Box on the back foot. Use your range. But be creative. Don't be so predictable. I said that in the breakdown. His issue is he's kind of one gear because he doesn't change it up. You know, he doesn't mix his game up. He's not very creative, and he wasn't in the ring. He just kind of pivoted out to the right. He was walking into Shakur's power hand. He wasn't L-stepping. He wasn't feigning. And one thing that was very disappointing, he didn't match Shakur Stevenson's body attack. I don't think he really ripped to the body too much, which was a huge mistake on his part. Now, obviously, he never found his range, and he never found his range because he never established his jab, which is a huge, you know, I mean, you're fighting blind if I always say that, you're fighting blind if you don't establish your jab. But, you know, Jamel Herring could have made this more competitive and interesting if he just added some creativity to his game. And yes, he should have pressed at times, because he had the fight looked a little bit more competitive when he kind of sat on his punches and wanted to engage on the inside. But you know, you don't need to do that the whole fight if you're Jamel Herring, but you need to pick spots where to do that. But I thought he should have implemented or did what he did best, box on the outside to mid-range, but be more creative, which he did not do, and then press the action in certain positions of the fight or certain points in the fight. But, you know, he never even really got anything going throughout the fight. He just never did. And I think Shakur Stevenson could have got him out there earlier. If he pressed it a little bit more, I wish Shakur Stevenson used his right hook, because when he did in the later rounds, man, it was on point. It was sharp. I wanted to see him rip that right hook to the body a little bit earlier. He was a little bit more power hand focused, and rightfully so. Jamel Herring, once again, was being very predictable with his movement and just pivoting out to the right, and he was getting caught all day. He was even leaning his head into the line of fire, which was very crazy, which was also a testament to what I was saying before the fight. He doesn't do well against southpaws, and he just looks lost in there. And he looked worse than I thought he would. He looked absolutely, completely just bewildered. Jamel Herring tends to look better against orthodox fighters. He seems to have more of a dynamic game when he's going up against orthodox fighters. But even against orthodox fighters, you know, he's still stuck in that one gear. The creativity is not there as the fight goes on. But, yeah, you guys, one thing I wish I mentioned in the fight breakdown and I forgot to, or pre-fight, was the antics going on before the fight with, you know, Shakur Stevenson being so disrespectful and grabbing the belt, talking a lot of shit, saying we're not friends. And I always say this, you guys, we can't read too much into the shit talking and trying to be psychologists, but it can give you, it's a little piece of the puzzle. And if you know where to put that little piece of the puzzle in the bigger picture, and you know where it fits, it can give you a lot of insight to the fight. And one of the things I forgot to mention in my pre-fight video was I felt that Jamel Herring was a little bit mentally weak, okay, at the face-off and the weigh-ins. You can't let this young man just grab your belt like that and not stand your ground. I mean, did he kind of by shoving his hand away? But you got to make it clear, like, no, motherfucker, you're not going to disrespect me like that. You gotta feel a certain type of way when another, especially a young man, is grabbing at your belt like that. And I thought that gave a little insight to where he was mentally. It felt like, I know that's not Jamel Herring's character and personality, but there's a certain line you can't let your opponent cross. And at the end of the day, it is a fight. It is a fight. And you got to give Shakur Stevenson, even though I didn't really like the things he was doing, he understands, like, look, man, this is business. I'm here to make a statement. I'm here to show the world I have arrived. And look, you got to be an asshole sometimes, man, because it is a fight. You know, I like Jamel Herring. I was actually kind of rooting for him to win. I knew he wasn't going to win, but I was rooting for him because, you know, you hear his backstory about how he lost his baby girl. I can relate to that. I'm going through some stuff with my baby boy right now. You know, I was kind of rooting for him, and I like the fact that he was a Marine and he served our country. He's a very classy, humble dude. But, you know, all that stuff, all that Marine stuff, it's great. It helps you to a certain degree. It helped him keep fighting, right? He didn't quit. He went out on his shield and, you know, he just had that cut. But that stuff, being a Marine is not going to make you a great, you know, just because you're a Marine, it's not necessarily going to give you an advantage in a boxing match. You know, Marines aren't trained to be boxers. Okay, but it does give you a little bit of a mental edge and toughness, in which it did. You know, Jamel Herring did the best he could. You know, he didn't fold under pressure. A lot of other guys would fold earlier than he did. But, yeah, fight went down. Good prediction. Shakur Stevenson looks great. I would like to see him go against Oscar Valdez, a good pressure fighter who's going to be relentless against him. And let's see, you know, I think it'll be a good test for Shakur going up against a relentless type of pressure fighter. But, you know, like the video, you guys. If you're going to subscribe, you know, comment down below. Let everybody know so we can get more people to join the fam. We are building this channel. There's lots of great boxing coming up towards the end of the year. A lot of exciting stuff going down, and even freak shows of like Logan Paul and Mike Tyson and Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. Look, I'm not too much into that stuff right now, but shit, I mean, at the end of the day, it is still part of boxing, and to a certain extent, it's probably helping the sport, believe it or not. So we're gonna get into all that, and we got Caleb Plant versus Canelo Alvarez coming up. That's gonna be a fun one. But like I said, guys, like the video, subscribe, comment down below. What do you think of Shakur's performance? Do you think Jamel Herring should have done something differently? This is your boy Havoc with Final Round. Thank you for the support, and thank you for watching.